asked you before the game about your team's bounce-back ability, but to do it against this team when they're playing that well, off what you saw last night, it has to be a little extra special.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was a very good baseball game. I think two good teams out there, and we had guys that really stepped up and made some big plays and made some things happen. Our pitchers did a heck of a job. I mean, Jose battled through the game, made really good pitches. I mean, you have to pitch well to get through that lineup, and they forced him to make good pitches. He continued to make good pitches, and then Raj coming in and doing what he did was spectacular. So it was very impressive.
Back-to-back games now where the young pitcher on the mound, who's likely your ace, has been able to get better as the game goes on. Does that tell you that he's maturing mentally as what he needs to do to be a great pitcher?
Yeah, we've seen him do that several times this year. And regardless of what's going on in the game, just the fact that we do exactly what he does, do what you say. He does get stronger. He does make adjustments. Sometimes his stuff, certain pitches, some days it's actually his fastball. Some days it's his good breaking ball, but they actually tick up as well. And he almost improves his command as the game goes on, too. It was just a really good night for our guys.
Old school save, 7 outs. We don't see that much anymore. Take us through the thought process and what you saw from Taylor Rogers.
Well, I mean, Raj is obviously a go-to guy for us. He's a guy that, he's a guy we're going to look to in a lot of important situations. And in this particular situation, it's just the way that everything fell, the way he was able to work efficiently and get through, the first few batters that he faced. He put himself in a position by pitching the way he did to make us keep asking, do we just find a way to keep him out there and let him do what he's doing? And, we can figure the rest out later. We're never going to make a decision that doesn't take into consideration, what is right, the player's health, things like that. But he was able to do it so efficiently that it was just something that we wanted to do.
You've got a lot of great offensive weapons, but in a big spot late in the game in the ninth, is Eddie Rosario one of the guys maybe you'd point to at the start to have be the hero?
Yeah, Rosie waits for these situations. I think he goes to bed at night thinking about them and wanting them. He's a guy that, we would definitely look to in those spots, and a guy that certainly wants to be up there. But again, coming through big and battling, I mean, every guy they bring out of their bullpen is tough and is a challenging, difficult at bat. And, to stay up there and battle it out, kind of duke it out was impressive. And to shoot that ball, over to left field and just stay on that ball, it was very impressive.
The ball didn't leave the infield until Rosario's hit there. What did you think about how that inning transpired and the fact that you're able to see Eddie get up there in that inning?
Yeah, sometimes you need something to go your way. I mean, we're not obviously hoping that, hit by pitch and our guy, we don't want our guys getting, nicked up or anything like that. But sometimes you take the base runners any way that you can, and sometimes it just takes a big hit or, a 2-out hit or a hit with some guys on base to kind of wake everyone up and get things going. But, again, I say we're playing a tough team when you play good teams. I mean, these are the kind of games you're going to have to win.
That ball that McGill hit an inning earlier, do you think that would have gone out had it not hit the speaker?
Well, I mean, I've seen a lot of balls that, come into some sort of contact with the roof here. There's no way to know. So first of all, there's no way to really know where that ball's going to end up or what happens. It's just part of what you deal with when you play at Tropicana Field. It's just part of the game. And obviously the last two, catwalks out there or home runs, and if you hit the one that it hit, the ball's in play. There's a few aspects to that. One, the fielders have to still continue to play the ball live if it hits that catwalk. So the Adames, I mean, the fact that he went out there and caught it was good. It did bounce kind of in his direction, which unfortunately, happened. But he was right there and waiting for it. So I think it was probably a pretty good heads-up play. I've seen balls that go in that direction that that end up going out, or they go over the catwalk and end up, going out by a little bit, and some that don't. So there's no way to really know as we sit here. But it would have been somewhere down in the corner over there, down by the wall.